You meet someone new. Within seconds, your brain has already decided something about them. You don't ask for their resume. You don't run a background check. You just feel it. Safe or not safe. Friend or threat. But the real answer to how you make that decision is far stranger than instinct or gut feeling. It's a survival system built for a world that no longer exists, still running quietly underneath every handshake, every first date, every job interview you've ever walked into. Think about the last time you trusted the wrong person. Maybe it was a coworker who smiled too easily. Maybe it was someone online who said exactly what you wanted to hear. You felt it was safe. It wasn't. Why does this keep happening? The answer starts almost 200,000 years ago on the open grassland of East Africa. Your ancestors lived in small bands. Anthropologist Robin Dunbar spent years studying primate brain size relative to group size and found something remarkable. The bigger an animal's social group, the bigger the brain region needed to track relationships within it. For early humans, that number settled around 150 people. That's it. 150 faces, voices, debts, favors, grudges. 150 people your brain evolved to actually know. Everyone outside that circle was a stranger. And a stranger, on the savanna, was not neutral. A stranger was a variable. Maybe harmless, maybe carrying disease from another camp, maybe scouting your territory for a rival group. Your ancestors who survived were the ones who treated unfamiliar faces with caution first, warmth second. That caution wasn't paranoia. It was data, built from thousands of generations of consequence. But here's where it gets strange. Trust didn't disappear around strangers. It just changed shape. Evolutionary biologist Robert Trivers proposed something called reciprocal altruism back in 1971. The idea is simple. Humans are willing to help people who aren't family, even strangers, as long as there's an expectation the favor gets returned. This wasn't kindness for its own sake. It was a calculated bet, refined over deep time, that cooperation with non-relatives could pay off, as long as cheaters got caught and punished. Your brain became extraordinarily good at running that calculation in real time. Is this person likely to repay kindness? Or are they a free rider about to take and disappear? This is why a stranger's smile, tone, and posture matter more than their words. Your brain isn't listening to what they say first. It's scanning for the same signals your ancestors used to detect cheaters in a hunting party. Steady eye contact, open hands, a relaxed voice. These cues once meant something close to, I have no weapon and no reason to hide one. Today, they just mean someone is a good conversationalist or has been trained to perform trustworthiness. Your ancient detector can't always tell the difference. Can you blame it? It was built for a world with no internet, no acting classes, no manipulation tactics passed around in sales seminars. Now add another twist. Neuroeconomist Paul Zak spent years studying a hormone called oxytocin, the same chemical released during childbirth and bonding between mothers and infants. Zak's research found that oxytocin surges when people perceive trust signals, even from strangers, and that surge makes you more likely to cooperate, share, and forgive risk. It's sometimes called the trust molecule. But Zak also found something darker. The same hormone that builds bonds with your tribe can be artificially triggered by manipulators. A warm tone of voice, mirrored body language, a fabricated vulnerability shared just early enough in a conversation. These can spike oxytocin in someone who has no actual reason to trust you yet. Con artists, intentionally or not, have learned to hack a chemical system that took millions of years to build. So when you trust the wrong person, you're not broken. You're not naive. You're running software designed for face-to-face tribes of 150, deployed in a world of 8 billion strangers, algorithms, and curated profiles. The mismatch isn't a flaw in you. It's a mismatch in time. Here's the counterintuitive twist. Your ancestors were actually safer trusting strangers cautiously than you are today. And not because they were smarter. Because their world gave them more honest signals. In a small band, lies were expensive. Everyone saw everyone, every day. Reputation traveled at the speed of conversation, and there was nowhere to hide from it. If you cheated someone, the entire camp knew by sunset. Trust, once earned, was reliable because the cost of betraying it was social death. Now imagine that same brain, the one built for permanent reputational visibility, dropped into a city of strangers who will never see each other again. A scammer can vanish after one transaction. An online stranger can disappear the moment they get what they wanted. The signals your brain is built to trust, warmth, familiarity, reciprocity, can now be faked once, cheaply, with no lasting cost to the faker. Your trust system wasn't built for a world where betrayal is free. This is sometimes called the stranger effect. It isn't a single study, but a pattern researchers across psychology and anthropology keep finding from different angles. The closer someone feels familiar, even falsely, the faster your guard drops. Familiarity, not character, is often what convinces you. That's why people who mirror your opinions, your accent, even your posture, often earn trust faster than people who simply tell the truth. Think about how this plays out right now, every day. You scroll through a feed of strangers and decide, in under a second, who feels trustworthy based on a profile picture and a caption. You meet someone at a conference who shares your hometown, and suddenly the deal feels safer, even though geography says nothing about character. You hear a voice on a customer service call that sounds calm and helpful, and you hand over information you'd never give a stranger on the street. None of this is foolish. It's ancient. Your brain is doing exactly what it was built to do, just using a map that no longer matches the territory. So what do you do with a trust system this old, running in a world this new? You don't override it. You can't, not entirely. Researchers studying trust consistently find that the most reliable upgrade isn't suppressing your gut reaction, it's slowing down the gap between feeling and acting on it. The instinct still fires. The caution still matters. What changes is whether you let the first 100 milliseconds make the final decision, or whether you let your slower, newer thinking double-check what your ancient 150-person brain just assumed. Because that ancient brain isn't wrong to be cautious, it's only wrong about who deserves it. It still thinks every warm smile, every familiar accent, every shared opinion is proof of belonging to your tribe. But your tribe today isn't bound by geography or daily eye contact. It's bound by repeated proof over time. The same proof your ancestors required before letting anyone pass the firelight. You meet someone new, and within seconds your brain has already decided something about them. That part hasn't changed in 200,000 years, and it probably never will. But the real answer to who deserves your trust was never written in a first impression. It was written in repetition, consequence, and time. The same currency your ancestors used long before first impressions had a name.